Remember that one speech when Imran Khan was addressing a rally and he had a sheet of papers in his hands, and he said that the United States wants him out? At that point of time, maybe some of us did not believe that he was indeed speaking the truth, but a recent article in a website called The Intercept, 𝗤𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗫.com, says that there was a conversation, and I'm going to show you a small slide deck that tells you what is the import of this, and I'm also going to tell you why the United States wanted Imran Khan out. So we have to go back to 2022 when a meeting is supposed to have taken place between two individuals. I'm going to show you that also. The meeting itself took place in 2022. This article in the 𝗤𝗏𝗍𝗍𝗫.com came on August 9, 2023. I don't know how many of you read that. I have given a link in the description section for you to read it, and you should read it all the way to the end because there are some interesting things. How did the Intercept get hold of this? By the way, there is a very consequential group in the Pakistani army, and I'm going to talk about that also. So, well, first things that you always know that I ask for, please like this video because I'm going to try and bring in a perspective. Having done some research on this for a few days, I kind of know what is going on, and I'm hoping that by way of comments you guys will agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, you feel free to chime in what you think about this video hangout. So now let's get back to 2022. Remember, on the 28th of February 2022, Russia marched into Ukraine. And at that day, on that day, right around the evening time, guess who was visiting Russia? Imran Khan. That, I think, was the main reason why the United States really got upset with Imran Khan. Also, their purported neutral stance vis-a-vis the Russia-Ukraine war. I think the United States wanted Imran Khan, first of all, to not go, but having gone there, to at least have not said those boisterous remarks that he was sounding as if he was excited that Russia was invading Ukraine. At least that's how the message came across. Poor Imran Khan, he got into trouble, and after that it was downhill all along. So who were the people who were in that meeting? I'm going to tell you that in just 1 second. The Pakistani ambassador and two Department of State officials. The one is from the United States is Donald Lu, the Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs. Makes sense. I mean, he's a person, this is his department. He would be the one having the meeting. Now, he is born in Huntington Beach, California, and he's a Chinese American. Now, another person on the Pakistani side who was representing them was Asad Majid Khan. He was a Pak ambassador to the United States at that time. Pardon my typo, it's not UNS, it is US. Pakistani diplomat, and the meeting took place on the 7th of March 2022. So within a few days of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So what happened then? So here is the source of the document. The document was produced to the Intercept by an anonymous source in the Pakistani military who said that they had no ties to Imran Khan or Khan's party. The Intercept is publishing the body of the cable, so you can actually read the entire cable, correcting minor typos in the text because such details can be used to watermark documents and track their dissemination. What it means is the Pakistani army is no longer sure who is leaking their documents. What they could be doing is, let's say if 4 people need to know what is happening, in the army as well as in the Foreign Ministry Department of Pakistan and so on. So most likely, each one gets 1 or 2 typos in the document they get. In other words, the 4 documents will look the same, but they are not the same. There will be one typographical error here, FOR instead of FOUR. For example, a second one will have THEIR instead of THERE. So when the document leaks, they can go back and look at which error that document had so that they can say, aha, you are the guy who leaked, and then the consequences for that person are going to be severe. So this is how the Pakistani establishment, army, whatever you want to call it, tracks who essentially leaks. So this cable, so what they did was in the intercept, the content of that cable, has been released, and they corrected all the mistakes so that the person who leaked it back in Pakistan will not get caught. Very smart thinking on their part, in my opinion. So what is really going on? If you want to try and connect the dots between what is going on today in Pakistan and what happened then. So US got its wish. So US said probably that, we are going to strip you of all your nuclear launch codes. We're going to, make sure that your teeth are pulled as far as your nuclear ambitions go. And in exchange, we're going to give you some aid. Like, for example, IMF has given them aid. I'm sure they've already consumed most of it. And they are again back to the same point. Now, even as this is going on, there's a lot of unrest. You saw the recent one where the 𝗣𝗬𝗬𝙗𝘂𝘆 trainer airbase was attacked, 30 plus people killed, and several aircraft damaged. Let's put it that way, because nobody is really giving the actual data. Turns out, now I don't know how many of you knew this before. Remember this person? He was the chief of ISI. He was the one on August 15, 2021, sipping tea in Kabul to say that mission accomplished, that Taliban are back in power. Remember this person? Well, after that, he tried to become the chief of armed forces. That was what Imran Khan's wish was. But 𝗣𝗽𝗲 would not allow it, and 𝗣𝗽𝗲 stayed on long enough to make sure that Asim Munir becomes the general, the chief of the armed forces in Pakistan. I don't know, the titles don't mean much. This is the boss now. The question is, what happened to Faiz Hameed? After this attempt to try and make him the chief of armed forces, he was transferred to Peshawar out of the ISI post, which is a very powerful post. Now you have Nadeem Anjum sitting there. We know that, right? Now, is Faiz Hameed, who himself is a Pashto, Pathan, whatever you want to call him, right? Is he the one who is putting together all these intelligence that these people like the 𝗤𝗍𝗄𝗎 Pakistan, TJP, which attacked the 𝗣𝗬𝗬𝗎 airfield, or the TTP, 𝗤𝗍𝗄𝗎 Taliban Pakistan, are all these people who are all mostly Pashtuns, are they getting help from within the army? Because Faiz Hameed, who was probably the most senior Pashtun officer in the Pakistan army, still has a lot of people in the rank and file. Also, it is believed that in terms of number of people as a percentage in the Pakistani army, the Punjabi people are about 65 to 70%, and the Pashtuns are probably the 20 to 25% mark. However, this 25% of Pashtuns, there is a much higher percentage of Pashtun officers in the higher ranks, for example, Major General and above. So the top echelons of the Pakistani army have a more presence of, let's say, Pashtun officers. That will be trouble for them. So essentially, if you want to foment trouble, that's one point that you would look at. So is this the person who is causing all this trouble, giving them the right intelligence so that these units can go and attack at will? The story on the street today is about 50% of Pakistani population is between the ages of 18 to 35. And they all are blind supporters of Imran Khan. So if the elections were to be held today, Imran would come back in a thundering majority. Now, that is probably why the army is afraid to hold elections, and because all these things are going on, they might say, well, the atmosphere is not conducive to hold elections, and therefore we may have to wait for some more time. And if the situation becomes worse, they might even impose martial law. We don't know. We have to wait and see. But the main reason that the United States wanted Imran Khan out was that he came across as someone who was really, really pro-Russia. US at that point of time was looking for solid support from many people. India wasn't, jumping on the United States. And in fact, I was one of those people who was saying that democracy is in danger in Ukraine and that India should take Ukraine's side. How wrong I was. And I'm going to eat some humble pie in a separate slide deck that I'm going to share with you, where I'm going to explain to you the decision makers, the movers and shakers in the Department of State as to how this sudden kindredness towards Ukraine from the time Biden stepped in happened. That is for a different episode. But today I just wanted to share with you the important information that according to The Intercept, then there was a cable sent that the United States was not happy with Imran's stance vis-a-vis the Ukraine conflict. Therefore, they decided that he has to go. And then the rest, as they say, is history. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.